Welcome back to the Matt Fryer Golf Podcast. It's a new year and we're back.
Happy New Year, Matt.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
It's actually Happy New Year. First time I've seen you for a couple of weeks.
It is.
Since before Christmas.
3.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was okay.
You're not looking too podgy?
No, I've lost. Well, I put on from the day before Christmas Eve to the day after Boxing Day. I put on 8 pounds.
Okay.
Lot of food, just indulged, loved it, ate a lot, drank a lot, was great. But I've lost all that and about 3 more.
Good effort, well done.
So
That's
yeah,
quick turnaround there on Christmas.
Yeah, just been in the gym quite a lot actually. Been in there in the sauna. Yeah.
I was going to say in the gym or just sitting in the sauna hoping for the best.
No, been to the gym. I'm going to join a new gym as well soon. Don't like the one I'm at.
Controversial.
Yeah,
it's not controversial. They don't clean it.
Well, yeah, exactly. That has been happening. But we're back. Tom, the last podcast we did was in sunny Lacala, which is a million miles away from here because there's about 6 inches of snow outside the office at the moment and engulfing Warrington. So we need to get on a plane ASAP and get out of this cold, snowy landscape. It's not conducive.
Been grim, hasn't it?
It's not been fun, to be honest with you, but hey-ho, we're very, very fortunate that we do have a studio, so we have been able to carry on filming some videos that are coming out over the next coming weeks. But overall, a good start for you to the year, or
very good. Have you
been coaching?
The early start of the year wasn't because I had that flu going around over New Year's Eve, but that's fine. That kept me in.
Yeah.
And then I was back in coaching. 5 very dedicated golfers this morning before I come to you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
It was -7 in the studio when I got there this morning. I think it was -5 just as Chris turned up for his lesson. And then a blizzard come in we had about 1 inch of snow during the lesson.
Yeah.
But just dedication. Thank God for FlightScope. FlightScope could tell us where the ball was going.
Could it actually track it through the snow?
Flicked it to indoor mode.
Ah, okay.
Thankfully. Top Tracer wouldn't have worked or wasn't working. But FlightScope just flick it to indoor mode, and same as hitting into a net, I suppose.
Right.
We were hitting into a net of snow.
A blanket of snow. I know. I got that after the nursery run. I got hit in the face with that one, which was great. But we are back. We will be releasing this podcast, like you will know now, on a Friday instead of the Thursday, just because of timings and things like that. We want to try and maximise a few social clips and things like that as we're going through. And if you haven't already, do make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, the Matt Fryer Golf Podcast, over on there, and the main one. We're closely creeping up on 250,000. As soon as we do that on the main channel, there's a big giveaway. So make sure you're over there, and also if you're listening to us, make sure you are downloading, you are following, you are subscribing, you're leaving your comments on all those audio platforms. But Tom, start of the year always brings new driver or new product release season, which is something that we're going to talk about in the pod a little bit later on. Mm-hmm. Other topics to discuss. 2 days ago, golf changed forever.
You got a handicap or...
No.
You had a golf lesson?
No.
Or it's been snowing. Perfect time for indoor golf.
Exactly. TGL, the launch of TGL happened just 2 days ago. We both watched some of it. I watched the entirety of it because I'm a golf nerd, and you've watched some highlights and clips and stuff like that, so we're going to go through that. Also, you mentioned 2 other things. We've got some videos out on the main channel where I'm looking at what my handicap would be throughout to start 2025, and I've also found a new golf coach. So those are the 4 things that we are going to be discussing on this podcast today. So kicking us off, Tom, TGL.
I've been looking forward to this for a while. I have been looking forward to it launch, and I think it's a pretty good concept, an exciting concept and a different concept. I'm hoping you're on the same team as me.
I wasn't going into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why beforehand?
I don't know. I'm quite a golf purist, aren't I? I like the majors. I like stroke play. I like, we still need, a dress code on the golf course. I don't mind you wearing jeans in the clubhouse, but we still need to hold some traditions of the game. I'm not like, yo, bro, did you get your new baggy things on, like Jason Day's fit, like, yo, well, if you're not with it, you're not cool, you're not progressive, man.
So your every round of golf should be medal unless it's the Ryder Cup.
Yes.
It's the only time match play can be involved.
Yeah, and if you're enjoying yourself, you also need to potentially be removed from the golf course.
From the guy who mainly started his YouTube channel from Battle Golf.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds a little bit contradictive there, Matthew.
No. You've got to cater to what the audience
We've got to play
want.
medal unless it's me playing with the boys.
Exactly.
And then we'll steal each other's golf clubs.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, I was a little bit sceptical of it. I was thinking, it felt like it was just a move to combat Live almost at when it was announced, like, well, you're doing that, well, we're going to do this new thing and everyone will like that more. But after watching it, I must say I'm in.
You liked it?
Yeah, I'm in.
The place looks incredible.
Yeah, there's 5 things that I want to go through with you here, and we're not going to spend hours on this, but a sort of 5 of the sort of the key pillars, I would say, that are about this league now, the Golf League TGL. Number 1, the stadium, as you say, the SoFi Centre. That is like a absolute funhouse dream for creating content.
Yeah.
Imagine having that here.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, even seeing the little the camera. I remember seeing these at the Open. It must have been, 7-8 years ago. The cameras that are like on the remote control car, almost like the little robots, and they're just whizzing around. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. All the cameras that they had around the stadium, the lighting, the screen itself, bigger than most houses.
Have you seen the video of Tiger hitting the camera?
Yeah, that was quite impressive.
So,
yeah, it's just too
controlling
good,
yardage is one thing, to just get your trajectory and your flight that good.
Yeah,
to nail the camera first time.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I think the stadium itself, and I don't know, like you said there, it's just incredible. And seeing it in action as well a bit more. I'd seen the pictures, obviously, and there'd been a lot of media stuff leading up to it. And I was a bit like, okay, right, yeah, I get it. But actually seeing it on the night and, okay, this is how it works and this is the flow of it. And I was so impressed. I'd love to go. Like, I actually want to go to one now just after seeing the stadium.
Do you remember the indoor training centre on, I think it was Tiger Woods 2006-ish? 06, 07 maybe? Big container and you'd aim a target on the wall.
Yes, it felt a bit Tony Hawk-esque, didn't it?
It's kind of like going back to that game. So the concept was there 20 years ago, 18 years ago. Just took them that long to get there. Like the world's biggest TrackMan bay, isn't it, really?
Yeah, with a green that moves.
Green that spins round.
And they can change the brakes on it.
Yeah.
And has a bunker. I've
got
3 bunkers around it.
The simulation is similar to, there are a few simulators about now where the slope and lies move, or you've got like Zen greens and putt views. It's all just that sort of technology, isn't it, which maps out the golf course that they use now, they've created. And it's about as close as indoor golf simulation will ever get.
Yeah,
so good.
I don't think you're getting much better than that, are you? It would be like if you were to, a country, I don't know where Victor Hovland comes from, where he plays, and you only got six months of golf and then 6 months of snow. If you had that, I would feel like you could still go and come out of those 6 months and actually still be a very good, competent and ready to go golfer, as opposed to going to looking for sunnier climes. But yeah, I think stadium, like, I really do want to go and visit. It just looked incredible, the whole setup of it. Get to the crowd a little bit shortly. But from there, then you move into the teams. Obviously, there's 6 teams that are playing in the league, comprised of 4 players. 1 sits out, and then there's 3 that are playing on it. One thing that I don't know whether it's annoyed me or I feel like they've missed a trick on, and this is where I think like Live are doing a little bit better maybe, or have sort of factored this in. Team outfits. I know they all dressed in like the same
similar
colours,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like, okay, well, the Bay, let's get that sort of pale green going on. New York,
I noticed that, but they were slightly differently dressed still.
Yeah, it was
Throw
a
them
bit
in a proper
like
uniform.
I don't know, like, and it was at the end of the day, it's not real golf, is it? It's like, and they said that on the commentary a few times. This is golf. It's like, it's not. Like, golf's 18-hole stroke play. We've determined that already.
It's not windy. It's not raining.
Yeah. So, like, could they be a little bit more casual? But like, and I know, like, obviously, Shane Lowry's got his manufacturer who supplies his clothes, Aberg's with Adidas, you know, Xander's with whoever he's with, Fitzpatrick's with that. So there's obviously an obligation to be wearing their stuff whenever they're seen on, you know, a televised broadcast or any social media or something like that. But surely you could have gone to each one of them and said, right, this is the colour, this is the logo, and whether it would be, you know, we all have this pale green shirt.
I would imagine there's a clause to be able to get out of it as well, because there's a lot of, let's say, football players sponsored by a football boot, a Nike maybe, but then the team they play for, they've got to wear the kit.
Yeah.
So you would have thought there'd maybe be a contract they could sign there. Maybe they just didn't care too much about it.
Yeah.
Can we talk team names?
And I think maybe that might change in the future. I think as the product grows and you get a little bit more, because I think, you know, like you say, team names, there's like the Bay, New York, whatever it's called, LA Golf Club.
We've got Atlanta
Jupiter
Drive Golf Club.
Yeah.
We've got Boston Common Golf Club.
Yeah.
We've got Jupiter Links Golf Club, Los Angeles Golf Club, New York Golf Club, and the Bay Golf Club. Quite geographical there.
Yeah.
Whereas we go over to the live side of things and we're not geographical. We are sound smashers.
Yeah.
And the whackers.
Yeah.
The three whackers.
I prefer these
a bit more
ones.
classy, isn't it?
Yeah. But like I say, with the uniforms, maybe, you know, if you are a Boston Common fan, you know, you buy the Boston Common hoodie and T-shirt and the hat, and I feel like they've just missed a little trick. But I would imagine that's coming further down the line.
Maybe you've got to go to an event for the merch.
Are you bothered by that? Is that... Yeah, that could be a point.
No, it was something I noticed. Like I say, I haven't sat and watched the whole 2 hour, but I've probably watched a total of maybe 45 minutes of it. And one thing I did notice was, apart from looking at the colours, there was no big team element. It didn't feel like they were... They didn't walk out with their
even
brand
like the bags. They've still got the same bags.
Yeah,
like could you not have like a
turn up or
Callaway on the front panel with, you know, the New York logo and your name, and then just a New York logo on the side, just like 3 black bags for that, 3 white bags for the Bay, and it would be like, oh, that feels a bit more like...
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The only time it was really branded out was, did you see when they were in front of their interview boards?
Yeah.
They all stood in front of their own team's interview board with the Bay behind it.
Probably the biggest one that I would take away from it is like SoFi and Full Swing.
Yeah, SoFi on plastic on golf balls.
And the hammer delivered by FedEx.
I think all the players have had to have a SoFi tattoo as well. It was plastered in that many places.
Where's yours, Ross? Yeah, so one thing that I think they could have maybe done a little bit better there. Do you know what I thought was awesome? And I didn't realise this until watching a week ago or so on Media Day. The data and obviously the full swing simulators that are doing the graphics on the screen, brilliant. Obviously designed a load of new courses, which at the start I was like, oh gosh, like this isn't in keeping with golf. But then as you come to accept that it's not, you know, traditional golf, it's indoor golf, it's simulator golf, I was like, okay, that hole's quite funky, it's quite cool. But then the fact that they've got grass that they're hitting off, so they've got the fairway, they've got the rough, and then they've got the sand, bunker. And they changed them in between events.
I seen a clip
That's
of them
incredible.
Actually change it the other day, pulling the turf out and putting new stuff in. Did those sort of boxes, those tee boxes as such, did they slope at all for them to hit off sloping lies, or did they stay flat? They stayed flat, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
From the fair, pretty much. I would say they were. But I think I've heard that they can move though.
You'd think they can.
Yeah.
But I didn't see them moving on anything.
I didn't see, you know, from those whether the courses that they were playing were predominantly flat, as it were.
And courses-wise, every course they're playing is self-designed, isn't it? By I'm assuming Full Swing, who are
there's a couple of design companies involved in it.
Is it.
Jack Nicklaus's one is one of them, and then I can't remember Azan or something is the name of the other one.
I wonder if that's a licensing issue that they can't just go and grab a Bay Hill or an Augusta and use that.
Yeah, but do you know what? On that, I'm like I said at the start, I was like, oh, look at this one. There's whatever the Serpent was the name of one of them because it was like a snake shape sort of thing. It's like, the Serpent. Come on, what is this?
It's like the Predator from that Tiger Woods game again.
This isn't golf. But then as you get into it, I'm like, okay, well, it's not meant to be like proper like playing Arnold Palmer or whatever, and I think that actually adds to it because there's that element of fun there. Then it's like, this is a bit like, I don't want to say Mickey Mouse-ish, but the courses are a bit more
arcade
like,
would be the game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the idea.
Lava on them, there was like one of them felt Aztec-y as you were going through it. So it actually just gave it that little bit more of a computer game vibe about it instead of, well, we're going to play Bay Hill again now. It's something different, which is why, like I say, I feel like it's not golf. But then,
I think we've said stuff like that from the start, even about Live as well, though. One of our main bugbears with Live was that they were pretending to be pure golf. And we said at the start, if you just acknowledge that you're doing different format, match play, it's a bit of a party scene.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that you're not the Open.
Yeah.
And you're doing something different. Then we can appreciate it as a separate product.
Yeah.
I think that's what TGL can do really well, is understand, maybe not keep using the tagline of this is golf, because I think that would frustrate me as well. But say this is golf with a twist, it's golf in an arcade, it's a twist on golf, it's something new.
Yeah.
And that's where it can really just stand aside from the PGA
it's a different
Tour
product.
and be different.
Exactly. I think
and be entertaining.
I think, like I'll make my final point on that shortly. But from there, other point, the crowd and the music. Did you pick up on like the music side of things?
This is where I haven't got a lot of, because all the clips I've watched have been a little bit more on and off, and maybe the Sky Sports reels, so I didn't watch it as a full product from that side. So you can enlighten me.
So as the crowd, it's like a horseshoe almost. Obviously the SoFi, if you've not seen it, with the screen at one end, they're hitting, and then in the sort of heart of the horseshoe would be the green that's spinning around and blah blah blah. Now each player had a song. So like Xander Schauffele had DMX X Go and Give It To You, and every time he was hitting, they would like play a bit of it, but it was like 2 hours of DMX X Gonna Give It To You. Okay. You could hear the music a little bit like washed out, but you could hear it over the crowd, so you couldn't hear the crowd. Now, one of my pet hates is when the boxing goes on in Riyadh and you can hear a pin drop. If you think of Madison Square Garden, like a fight there, when that's happening, or Wembley O2, whatever it may be, anywhere that isn't Riyadh, and you compare those two things, the crowd make those fights. Obviously, it's different in terms of like when someone's going in and like it looks like they're going to get knocked down. Crowd are on their feet, screaming, cheering. When it's at Riyadh, you can't get a buzz for it. It's a bit like, and that's due to alcohol, isn't it? Everyone's a little bit tanked up at the other venues. There's no alcohol at those, so does that. But with this crowd, it just didn't feel like there was as much crowd involvement or as much crowd noise as could have been.
So we're now going from purist Matt Fryer, stroke play, the Open, quiet signs in the air, don't make a noise when someone's in the backswing, to that's get your voices up.
This is purist. We're talking purist golf there, Tom. This isn't golf.
Okay, so we
this is arcade golf. Yeah,
like
so you've got to accept it for what it is. So I just thought like there was an opportunity. I don't know, and whether that's the presenter. Like I love the back and the forth through the teams and having Tiger in the booth, Rory in the booth, and like them wearing the earpieces and they could hear what they were saying, and it was a bit like but I felt like there was maybe a.
Did they do any crowd interaction, by the way, going and talking to people from the crowd?
I didn't feel like I saw any from memory. I
feel like they'd be in clips if they did.
I wouldn't, like, DJ Khaled was obviously there. Another one.
Gets in where water wouldn't.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want him presenting it, but I'd maybe want a bit of an MC in between, like, you've got the guys in the booth, but someone down on the floor, like, okay, right, in amongst the teams, like, right, lads, what you thinking here is Lowry going to miss this green left, and big it up that way maybe a little bit. But and then final thing, the format. What are your thoughts on that?
I quite like it.
It's two sessions.
Yep.
They play. Obviously, there's 4 in the team. Only 3 are playing. You play alternate shot 1, 2, 3, and then the second session is singles. It gets divided up. It's 15-hole tournament as well. Whether that was just to fit into the 2-hour window slot, I don't know. Yeah, I would think. But like if it was me v you, we would play a hole 11 and 15. Shane and versus Rory would be holes 12 and 16, and so on and so forth. And
they're going to treat it like a tournament, aren't they, where they go into a semi-final, into a semi-final and final.
There's brackets of it,
So, I mean, I quite like it. The idea of a Texas Scramble in a 3 was a little bit different. That was good.
I know that obviously TGL's been a brain thought and has been planned for quite a while now, but what I actually think happened was they watched the Break 50 with me, Finch and Carter and thought, right, scrap that fourth player.
Yeah.
Those 3 lads there, they got it switched on. They all play. We obviously did it foursome, so we all took a shot of the same shot, but it's alternate shots that they were doing on. So they've taken our idea.
And this is another one of your idea that you've not been paid for, yeah?
Exactly. It's crazy.
You get rinsed in this world, don't you?
I know, it's just not fair, but it is what it is. And as long as everyone's benefiting and the TGL is better for it, I'm happy that they've done that.
Fine. I'll let you have it. No, I think the 3-man format was good. It was good to see them all discussing things as a team, which we do get a little hint of in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
But I think one thing we always want in the Ryder Cup from the players is we want to feel like we can hear their interaction a lot more, which is great to then be able to hear that with a 3-way conversation and know what they think and what they're doing.
I think they'll evolve into it more. Obviously, everything we're saying here as well, it was the launch event, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So at that point, there'll be tweaks. There'll be, okay, well, maybe we need to lower the music a little bit more, get the crowd up a little bit more. Maybe we need to do this a little bit more. And I think from the players' standpoint, as they get, it was like quite good that. And I felt a little bit uncomfortable as I started, but I got into the role of being a...
You see Shane sort of getting caught off and didn't take a tea with him or anything.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then he was saying something at one point. He's like, he said something about Rory, and he's like, oh, you can hear me, can't you?
Yeah.
And he's like, so they sort of forget where they are, and as they evolve into that, like, I'm playing TGL on Tuesday, like, oh, right, my character's going to get...
Yeah.
Like, they have Shane Lowry, who's the... major winner, PGA Tour player who goes out, he's serious about his business and, plays 18 holes of stroke play. Then you've got Shane Lowry, the TGL player, who maybe just cranks the notch.
Pulls the Irishman out a bit.
Yeah, just turns it up another 10, 15% and they get a little bit more hyped and like the jibs are in there a little bit more and the, getting into the team bonding and like high-fiving and all that a little bit more. So,
yeah, because when they're out in the Ryder Cup, they can still have those conversations, the high fives, and they're just completely drowned out by the crowds anyway.
Oh, God, yeah.
But you go to speak, and we sit here listening to ourselves when this is on, it's weird enough. You go to speak, and your voice echoes across a stadium, and you realise that every single person can hear what you're saying, almost like they're in your brain.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough to still be yourself, and still play golf, and still carry on, and you want to maybe be a little bit funny, or you want to look relaxed. That's a skill in itself.
Yeah, essentially they've got to be presenters and characters, haven't they?
Yeah.
In the show.
Yeah, and still do what they're doing. And okay, the pressure isn't on their golf as much.
No.
There's no pressure on the golf at all, I suppose. They still obviously want to hit it well, but the pressure really is on their presentation skills, as you say.
Yeah.
Although, just before we do move on, I feel like you can't get to the end of all of your points.
Yeah.
When they put on a perfect AstroTurf green, it shows how good those people are at starting a ball online. I don't think I've seen a putt miss.
I've seen a few.
Like I say, I haven't watched the whole thing, and obviously I've seen the clip.
There was
so many bombs dropping.
There was some wild, like, that's 3 foot, 4 foot by, because they are that pure.
Once it goes,
and you think, okay, and there was, But I think overall, like I say, at the start, I was apprehensive of what it was going to be. I was thinking, oh God, like, here we go. They're trying to sell us something here, but. Overall, I think I'm in and I'm quite excited to watch the next one and see how it evolves. And as a package, like when you think as well from a sort of business standpoint and a presentation standpoint and a product, it's, for us, unfortunately, it was on at 2 a.m. So, I watched it day after, I think it was, full thing for 2 hours. But over in America, when it's going out on a Monday, Tuesday night, and you think of like what their sports centres are and things like that, it's a great 2-hour product that for the non-serious golfer or maybe people who aren't even into golf to go, oh, what's this like? The stadium, you go, oh wow, that looks impressive, and then there's like this high energy thing, and you go, that's pretty decent overall. I can get behind that.
My only complaint would be of the way it's aired on Sky Sports and CBS. It's not aired on your mainstream stuff. And if you think back to Champions League, when we were younger, you could get Champions League on ITV, let's say. And when the Open was on BBC Thursday, Friday, it was accessible to everyone. So if we're talking about this product being a product that makes it inviting to people who aren't your normal golfer. Well, not everyone's flicking through Sky Sports and seeing it on mainstream TV, so it's not actually on mainstream that everyone has access to. So if I could change anything, you'd somehow try and get it on one of the main channels on TV that everybody has the ability to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I think, it
would be the only change, only complaint to that, but that's obviously down to, I can't imagine like that, BBC are interested in it.
Yeah. We'll just buy how much?
Yeah.
100 mil?
Yeah, exactly.
Sign us up. We'll kick EastEnders off. We've had enough of that.
Be a good idea, that, though. Get rid of EastEnders. Golf in.
Yeah. In fact, put the SoFi Centre where is it the Vic, the pub?
Just on the corner of Albert Square.
Yeah, just drop it in there. Right, we've figured it out. So if you see that happening, another idea of ours. Okay, right, Tom. We have basically given the TGL our blessing there. So thank you, and it will flourish now. Moving on, Tom. I had my first golf lesson of the year with a brand new coach.
Is the coach okay?
I got a bitter message off my dad. I didn't really.
Oh, I wish he had have.
Yeah. Go yourself.
How I'd love it if he'd just sent you an abusive message.
Yeah, he was like, right, okay, who is it? Right, okay. I'm not going to say who the coach is just as of yet.
But like I say, is the coach okay after the hour with you? Is he feeling okay?
It was about an hour and 20 minutes we were together for.
Okay.
In the freezing cold. Indoor bay, obviously. And it was good. I'll take you through like my little journey of like leading up to it, the lesson, and then what I've walked away with. So before it started, I sort of thought to myself, okay, don't go in there and just sort of, right, I need help, I need improving. So I actually, like you can see as we're here on the pod now, I've got notes here and I had...
Oh, if every student walked into my lesson with one of those, I would love it.
On my notes thing, there's 1, 2, 3... What's that?
A lot of problems.
10, 10
a list.
15.
A list
there's
of
20,
failures.
There's 20 bullet points on this list.
Oh, Jesus. But, what did you do for the first, or the last 5 minutes of the lesson? Just get down to hitting balls?
Yeah, a little bit.
Session first?
Yeah. So basically that was like my problems, my history, what I want to try and do, areas that I think like one was like a 5-point thing was sections on my short game, and then a bit about my practice as well. So I actually sat down and thought about like, okay, what do I want to try and get from this lesson? And we didn't film it. It was more actually like, well, I do need a golf lesson here. I need to clear my mind out, because even leading up to the videos that we'll get onto shortly, like the handicap videos, I'm going out there, I've got so many swing thoughts in my mind at the minute. I come and hit balls in the studio and I'll chop and change what I'm doing each time I hit. There's no like regimented, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, and this is what I should see as I'm going through. And like doing that as well, I was a little bit apprehensive, which I think a lot of golfers have before they have lessons. There's definitely that sort of, is the coach going to laugh at me? Like, are they going to think that I'm the worst golfer that they've ever seen? Will they just sort of switch off and think, I don't want to like teach this bloke because he can't even hit it 150 with a 7-iron. So there's, from me, who's an all right golfer, there's still that apprehension there. So I was like, okay, well, let's do this. Sit down, have a think. It took me about half an hour to do those 20 points and really think about what it was I was trying to go in with and achieve. And I think that massively helps. That'd be one thing that I think if you're out there watching or listening now and you've got a golf lesson coming up, your first one, or even if it's your 10th lesson, and you think like, is this working? Like, ask yourself, have you gone through that exercise of, well, what am I going for? What is it I'm trying to fix? What is it I'm trying to achieve? And what do I want to, be the end product as I'm going through? Because it definitely settled my nerves a lot.
Yeah, we've spoke a lot about how to go and be a good student when you go in for a lesson, haven't we?
Yeah.
And go in with an intention and an idea. I will find it, and every coach will find it, so much easier to coach a lesson where you go in knowing what you want and need first.
Yeah.
See it like if you were starting a fitness plan, you generally jump on the scales, give yourself a weight you are now and a target weight you want to get to.
Yeah.
And then you can devise a plan on how you're going to get there. No one expects you to go in as the student and tell the coach what to do or what you need to do. We understand there's a level of advice you need.
Yeah.
But have a clear picture of what your problems are, what you've maybe tried to fix in the past, whether that's tried or failed with the direction of another coach like your dad. You might have tried and said, yeah, your point last time was you just want something fresh. Nothing against the way lessons have gone with your dad. You've done it for years.
Yeah.
Get a different opinion.
Yeah.
You go in with that full description to your new coach. He knows you. There's a bit of rapport there. And he can help you from the start rather than maybe spending 3 hours trying to get to know those things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just sort of set a really good tone for the lesson as we went in, and it was like he could... like you say, get straight into the meat of it then, like, and sort of understood what type of person I was and what my tendencies, what my habits are with practice and things like that, and then we can really put a plan together. And then, like, during the lesson was really good. Love the style that he coaches in. Obviously had technology, TrackMan that they were using, cameras, but wasn't overly scientific. Like, I hate... It's one of my pet peeves when you get coaches at the minute and it seems to be like, well, I'm going to say bigger words than you, so I sound more impressive. But if I actually give this to Jeff, the 18 handicapper, we may as well turn the club upside down and swing it because it's got about as much relevance to them as that would be.
Fair.
So yeah, that was really good. We've identified some sort of problems. It wasn't like, all right, let's rebuild everything. Like, this is just crap what you've done here.
It's a surprise, because it is crap what you're doing.
He was, let's just do a little couple of changes here, giving me this. Did quite a lot of drill work. I actually only hit 13 golf balls in the lesson.
It's amazing how many balls people think you need to hit and how many a good lesson can be.
Yeah. So... but during that whole time, my sort of excitement and my sort of eagerness to learn, I've not felt like that. And it's nothing to say that Dad's not inspired that in me. I think with like every lesson that I've had with Dad, it's like me nipping into the bay in the middle of like his lunch break or at the end of the day. I'm
just going to text Adrian and say, Adrian, just listen to minute 31 of the podcast.
Yeah.
Slating you there.
Yeah, but and we've done loads of good stuff, but I was like, oh, this is like what I used to feel like when I started seeing my dad for lessons, or when I had John or Alan back in the day, or when I was like an amateur golfer and I was really striving to like, okay, what do I need to do to improve? I'm going to go and hit 500 balls today, and like he was saying, well, we don't need to do that. We need to do a lot of drill swings. We need to do this, get these feelings in. We've changed setup a little bit because that was absolutely dreadful. And it really, like, I was just stood there and I was listening to everything he was saying, but at the same time I was like, I'm so excited about this. Like, I could feel my eyes getting a bit wider as he was talking, and we were discussing where we were and what we were trying to do. And I was like, this is great. Like, because prior to this, I love playing golf. I absolutely love golf. But I'm like, oh, God, I'm just playing crap.
Slapping a ball around the field.
Like, oh, what's going to happen today? But I'm like, okay, well, I know it's not fantastic at the moment, but like I can just feel the journey
See
now.
Where it's going.
I was like, this is brilliant. So it's been quite interesting just from that first thing. We've got another lesson in 3 weeks. He's agreed that he'll be okay coming on camera, and I'm sort of assembling my super team. Is it the Marvel heroes?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four, well, it pretty much is 4. So I've got my golf coach, I think, now.
Okay.
I'm going to see a physio sports scientist to do a TPI thing, which he coincidentally, I didn't even know this before I actually went for the lesson, he works quite closely with and sends his players to.
Okay.
And I had a relationship through another person with this chap, and I was like, and then I told said coach about this, and he was like, no way, like, I send my players there. I was like, oh,
there you go.
What a small world. A mental coach.
Okay.
He's got his hands cut out. He's got his work cut out. Heavy load. And then also sort of a short game expert. Or
comment below which one of those 4 has got by far the hardest job. And comment who's got the easiest job.
Oh, yeah.
Which of those 4? Name them again. We've got
psychologist, swing coach, psychologist, sports therapist, physiotherapist,
physio, biomechanics.
Yeah, we're doing TPI.
Okay.
And then so the other chap that I'm speaking to, we're going to go out on course and do short game and a bit of strategy because he's quite a good player.
Okay. Shall I give my easiest and hardest?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the one with the easiest job is one with the easiest job's going to be short game and strategy coach.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of it is going to make very quick sense to you anyway, and you'll know it.
Yeah.
You don't blade chips and thin chips too often. You got the technique to do it. It's just going to be a bit of strategy.
Just picking the right damn club.
And I think hardest, you might think it's going to be psychology coach, but I'd say you're more talking TPI because you've got to go and put the work into being an athlete. I think the hardest...
I've been to the gym more than you have.
You have? That's
over the last 6 months.
That's a fact. Maybe not over the last 6 months. Over the last 2 weeks, yes.
No. I've been going 3 times a week pretty much for the last 2 months.
Well, I went with you the first 8 times and we sat in the bar and had a pint.
That was
in the gym.
After I went to the gym.
Didn't. We sat in here all day and we went to the bar. I think the TPI side of things will be the hardest to see changes from because you've got to put... Normally, it's quite a long, drawn-out thing. You might say, okay, in 3 months, your shoulder will rotate 3 more degrees.
Yeah.
And this is how much work you've got to put in for that. There's a lot of limitations.
I'm not far away from being an Adonis, so...
Depends what you want from that as well. Do you think they'll find some limitations and the idea will be, here, let's get rid of those limitations?
Do you know one of my sort of goals for this year to be able to touch my toes? So if we can do that,
right?
We are cooking on gas, because right now I can.
How far away from your toes are you?
Just about halfway up my shin.
Christ.
No, I'm at my ankles, so I'm not far away.
Problem is what people don't know. You've got very long ankles.
Yeah, I've got
really
4-inch ankles. Strange phenomena.
Just from a TPI point of view, do you think the intention will be find the limitations, find the weaknesses, and fix them, or find the limitations and weaknesses and then make sure the swing is built to kind of avoid them and around them? What do you think is the best way about it?
I don't. Well, because obviously, people who are listening may know. And some who are watching, I've got an issue with my left foot. I've got no cartilage in my left toe. I've just got bone on bone grinding on my big toe, and it flares up quite a lot.
Sounds lovely.
I've actually been to the hospital this morning to see when they want to chop it open and reshape it. So I don't I think it will probably be work around because I think sometimes that hinders me. Loading into that lead side of whether it's I don't feel much pain through it, but is there a subconscious element to it there?
There's a defense there, isn't there?
I'm not sure. So probably look at what limitations are, and I don't think we'd do too much with the golf swing anyway. So maybe just making me a little bit stronger and a little bit more flexible. Okay. Would be where we are.
New Year's resolution, touch the toes.
Touch thy toes.
So comment below who's got the easiest job, who's got the hardest job out of the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, God bless them. Yeah, so I'm quite excited about it all moving on. And we are going to try those 4 people as well. Going to try and get them in one video, not all together, like we're taking down a bad guy. The 85.
Because everyone just crammed in behind
you. I got it right. Yeah. But each have a little bit of a, right, okay, this is what we're going to try and do. This is what we're going to try and do so people can listen and maybe take something from it or watch, and take something for their own game.
Can we have a snippet, just before we move on from that, of your, let's say, did you go in with 3 goals? Give us maybe 3 of your bullet points from your long list of woes that you've got.
Stop shanking, stop fatting, stop thinning, stop
touch me toes.
Stop. No. So, realistic. So the 3 things that I wanted to get back to was hitting a consistent fade. Okay. Struggle with it. Hit a pull or hit this massive push slice, I would call it at the moment. A lot of my irons, I'm not compressing. I'm launching them too high just because of the grip, and I have a very shut face. A lot of people say on videos, "Oh, you early extend." I actually don't. I actually tilt quite a lot to hold the face as square as possible for as long as possible. Try and get a little bit more of the fade going, launching my irons and compressing them a bit better, and then also just have a go-to drill or feeling. Because like I say, at the minute I'll come in here and I could do 20 different things.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
None of them are actually productive.
Okay. Some good answers there, and I asked that question kind of leading because I like to add a little bit of sort of coaching content and help our lovely listeners. None of those goals were meant. You're the first person I've ever asked that question to and didn't say, I just want to be consistent.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's not really an answer.
What, consistently poo?
Consistently what? There was no sort of numerical thing there. None of them were an outcome. They were all a process to be able to get to whatever outcome you want.
Yeah.
What is the outcome you want? Is it handicap based?
Win my first pro comp.
So that's just okay. But you didn't really mention that. You've already come up with an idea of.
We know that's the goal. What it's like. How we're going to get there.
But you've gone. Well, these are the things I need to do.
Yeah.
To get that, which is sort of the start of a good plan, isn't it? And a good set of good set of goals.
I want to break 80. Okay, great.
Yeah, they were all processes. Yeah. Good, very good, Matthew.
Yeah, so that was very
best
interesting.
Best of luck winning your first comp.
Yeah.
And best of luck with touching your toes.
Yeah.
And best of luck with the
Fantastic Four
psychology coach.
Yeah.
I've heard that your psychology coach is lining up, getting himself a psychology coach.
Yeah.
For after you.
He's got a padded cell for just a timeout every time. Moving on from there, though, we've just had a video drop Wednesday on the main channel.
Yep.
The first of my 3 rounds of getting my handicap, Tom.
First of the 3.
Yeah, so we were looking at this and again sort of looking at, well, I want to win my first pro comp. Well, I think we need to establish what your level of play is at the moment to get to, and then what you need to do to get to it. So we were out in La Cala just before Christmas. We filmed 3 rounds around there, 3 gorgeous golf courses, the America, the Europa and the Asia. Quite difficult golf courses. They're not the longest, but there is a heck of a lot of undulation on them. Some of the holes, like the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the America, the par 5 up the hill. You're hitting like 30, 40 yards up the hill.
Okay,
like from where you are. So it's, serious undulations on them. So we've done that. The first episode went out. I'm not going to tell you what I shot on there, but
go and watch.
Yeah, go and watch it. It was very nice. It was about 18 degrees, 16 degrees. It wasn't snowing. Nope. I played, and this is pre-lesson as well.
This was pre-Christmas.
Pre-Christmas.
Pre-£8 gain.
£8 gain. £11 loss. I first round. In fact, before that, I did this 4 years.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, and I got +2 as my handicap, which is what I.
You did it as the new handicap system come out, didn't you?
Yes,
that's why you sort of regained it.
Redid it, yeah. What do you think? You don't even know the result, do you? Actually,
no, I don't, and I haven't asked on purpose because I kind of want to see it from a viewer's point of view.
Yeah. So 3 rounds.
I think it's going to be about +0.5.
+0.5. So below scratch.
Yeah, slightly below scratch.
Had to figure that out then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My guess before we went into it was going to be about 3, 4.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Even on the world handicap system.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Because I know the courses are difficult out there.
I'm disappointed in your expectation yourself.
Here you go. Right, so just to put it to you, the slope of the America course 138, the slope of the Europa course 136, and the slope of the Asia course 140.
Okay,
fairly high.
Yeah.
Like your average is about 120, isn't it? I think. Some of the courses around here are like 110.
Yeah, they're low.
Yeah, so I think the average is, like I say, around that 120 slope, so that they're quite a way up above it. Is it?
It is 120 on the dot. I thought it was. I was going to argue with you because I thought it was 118, but no, 120.
I'm always right.
Well done.
So 18 above it, 16 above it, and 20 above it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, okay, well, knowing if you hit a couple of loose balls around there, it's game over. There's a lot of like sort of ravines and fall offs. So I could throw at least 2 doubles in a round.
Okay. Just
with a 1 loose tee shot, like I say as well, feeling that I wasn't playing that great as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, okay, 3 or 4, given that I think on shot scope it was about 3. My handicap, like strokes gain, was lose 3 strokes on average.
Okay.
Every time I was playing, and when I've been playing in the reds, it's been like literally 3, 4 over, 5 over each time. 5 overs when it's got a little bit more difficult. Can you not break par?
No.
No.
Not seen in the red.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've done it a few times, but so like looking at that, I was thinking, okay, yeah, I'll probably be round about that, and I was quite apprehensive going into this, thinking, well, I actually need to perform here because I don't want my handicap to like come out as a 3 or a 4 there.
No.
But let's roll the dice. It's a good yardstick before we went and got a lesson, and it's a good sort of marker to where we are now. If you look at like open qual, for instance, I think it was 75 I shot, which was 4 over with a triple on the first.
Yeah.
And then I went triple, bogey, hole in one, bogey, birdie,
roller coaster,
bogey, bogey double. So like 75, obviously with that 2 doubles in there and a few bogeys in the first 7 holes.
Yeah.
And then I think I shot 2 under through it. So I'm like, I know I can play good golf. Like I would say scratch probably if I was playing. If you took me off YouTube and put me as a club member at Warrington, I reckon I'd be off +3, +4 pretty quickly.
That's where I had my head at, in a sense of, I know you'd be off plus numbers if you were a member playing the same course weekly.
Yeah, just
so
like,
put
okay,
you around about throw 3 shots away maybe from that. But you'd go around Warrington now. Still, I imagine if you went and started playing weekly at Warrington, you'd be 200, be a bog standard round.
Yeah, I think pars. Yeah, like 69.
Yeah.
But then knowing how bad I've been playing, I was like, okay, 3. So we've had the first round. We've got 2 more rounds to come that are coming out the following 2 weeks. You're saying plus 0.5. Oh, you obviously know the result, and I'm sticking to 3 or 4.
I was going to say, I know by the face there it's nowhere near plus 0.5.
Okay. But
you pulled a face, and I don't think you've broke 75 in Spain now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, have you not watched the first one? I think I shot 73, didn't I?
It was 73,
yeah. Was it? 73?
What was par?
Don't know. Forgotten. It was that long ago. Yeah, whatever. It was something. Go and watch the video and find out.
It's not plus 0.5.
Yeah, it's going to be what it is. But it gives me a very good yardstick, I think, now to sort of say, right, well, we've got the coach. It's driven me to get some practice in.
All I can say is it should only now go one way, which is down.
I would hope so. We've got issues if it's going the other way. Very big
going
issues.
Up, we got problems.
Yeah. So that's just come out over on the main channel. Like I say, we've got next week's one coming out soon, and then the final one the following week from there. So go and check it out. And for the people that are saying you shouldn't be using slope, we're not playing open qualifying. It's a YouTube video.
Also, you played by yourself and you didn't have a proper person signing your card, so that doesn't count.
Card, even though every shot was on camera. There we go. But hey ho, it's been good. And La Cala, by the way, was in incredible condition. They'd relayed the greens on the America course in September, dug up the old greens, put brand new Bermuda ones in. They were like about 11 on the stimp.
Okay.
It was like watching TGL. They were that pure.
I'm guessing not too receptive since it's new, or have they already
so firm?
Yeah, I was going to say, when
they were firm.
It takes about 18 months, doesn't it, to
be fair, even though if you hit a 6 iron, and it would probably, if you struck it well, which in the first round you'll see that I didn't. I struck the ground well.
Someone did comment, by the way, saying someone was basically slating you for not hitting the ball, not taking enough club. Even though you tell them in the tutor in the lesson videos to take the right amount of club.
Yeah.
And someone went back to their comment saying, tough to hit it far enough when you hit the floor first.
Yeah. Like, well done, thanks for sticking up for that. That's what I felt like. I felt like
you
saying
picked the right
that
club.
to them.
Pick the right club.
And fatted the shit out of it. Yeah, exactly. But hey ho, so yeah, go and watch that one, and you'll. I think it was quite good, and I think we'll probably do another 3 or update the rounds as we go through this year.
Give it 4 months, you'll be a member at Warrington, playing every week just to get it to where it wants to be.
Yeah,
all
plus
of a sudden
2 now.
Plus 2.
Yeah. Hey ho, right, okay. Moving on, Tom, our 4th and final topic for the week. For the pod. Now, it is that time of year, as we said earlier, release season.
Silly season.
Some fantastic ones from Mizuno, obviously, ambassador for them, so you can call me biased, but I think that S3 iron that has come out is possibly the best looking iron they've released in 10, 50. The only other one that I think would parallel it is the copper MP line.
Yeah, they were nice.
But that S3 is just pure filth, and there's
and they've released a lot of good-looking irons.
Yeah, there's something coming. Well, today I think go and watch today the channel today. There's something very impressive on there today. But other than that, driver season is generally the time in January we see all the new drivers hit the market. Now we've had Cobra come out a little bit before.
Yep.
That was December time. The DS Adapt. We've had Titleist. They're sort of off on their releases.
Yeah,
they
go a while ago.
Yeah, they were September, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go and like flow with everyone else. It does feel like as well it's a little bit more different this year. It felt like last year it was January the 2nd, a bomb of drivers just hit YouTube and the socials. But we've now seen that we've got Callaway Elite, we've got the TaylorMade QI35, Titleist GT3, Mizuno have got the ST Max out. There's a lot of stuff out there. First question, does it excite you anymore?
Nope.
Does it not?
No, it doesn't with me.
No.
I've never been the
You've
sort
never
of
been a big
equipment
gearhead,
junkie.
though,
Years ago, when I was younger, I was. It used to excite me a lot more. I think working within golf for as long as I have, as much as I have, I'm well on the coaching side of things, the playing side of things. I don't, as you know, tinker with equipment a huge amount. Even if I had
It's because you're tight.
even when I got the options to sort of go, I just don't get. Wedges get changed a lot because they need to.
How can you wear out the leading edge on a wedge?
Because the toes, battered toes, just scraped, and the sole,
the heel is absolutely peppered.
the sole's in bits from all the car pats I play off. So the wedges get changed the most regular.
Fisher Price wedges.
But Kirkland. But no, I think they seem to just come a little bit too regularly. And then when one does really excite me, it really excites me. So it's more like I go find them. I'm like, yeah. Last year, the AI Smoke really liked it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, this driver's excited me. So when one does, then yes, it does. But I think there's just that many that are constantly coming and going and coming and going. I never quite get fully invested in them. I don't run to the shop to try them out.
No.
Don't run there to say, let me try all of them and see what they all feel like.
Yeah, I'm sort of similar. Obviously, it's a little bit different for us now, taking tech reviews away from the channel because we've signed that deal with Mizuno. I don't feel like we should be doing them because we're not impartial anymore. But even then, like, I'm interested to see, okay, what's come out. You know, it's part of the job, and I've always liked golf clubs anyway. I think, you know, like, new clubs are cool, and I like the shiny ones and looking what's going on, and like I say, it interests me. But I'm a little bit like you say, I think you hit the nail on the head there. There's so many each year, isn't there? Like, okay, this is what's new, this is what's new, this is what's new, and it's generally just like, let's use TaylorMade for instance, Stealth 1, Stealth 2, QI10, QI35 now. And it's like, okay, right, so it's an updated version, and a lot of companies do it. I like the sort of 2-year cycle. I think that's brilliant for...
Yeah, and what I was just about to say as well, I think...
interest.
When the new generation of something comes out, that's always the more interesting year. The QI35 is QI10 Mark II.
Yeah.
I've seen the QI10, so this isn't going to be a huge amount different. The dark speed as it is now doesn't look a huge amount different. They've got 5 million different settings on the hosel. Other than that, 5 million I heard. Other than that, it looks very similar. So nothing makes you go, oh wow, this is different.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like when TaylorMade released Stealth. Obviously, it was just a red face and it was carbon, and clubs have been made of carbon before. Callaway's C4 had a carbon face.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Mizuno were actually the first people to use carbon, in drivers. And I think it was around sort of like the
I was going to say it will have been
1945.
Oh, wouldn't have said that early.
Yeah, it was something crazy like that. But yeah, so like when Stealth came out and that red face, it was like, oh my God, like, look at that, what is this?
Yeah.
But like then, like you say, Stealth 2, okay, what is it? We've already
Stealth 2, this is the one that doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, so it was like, it was interesting like you say, of what's coming. But I do think 2 years is
the 2-year cycle
probably a little bit better. Have any sort of piqued your interest then this year? Is there one that you've looked at and gone, okay?
No, I don't think the Callaway looks as good as last year's Callaways did. You know, the bottom of the Callaway looks like the Callaway Edge package set, doesn't it?
Oh, that's what. Yeah,
it's a bit of a. On top, it looks pretty nice. Looking down on it, which is obviously what matters. But looking at the bottom of the club, it looks like the cheap Callaway Edge, and it was very disappointing. It's gone to that sort of white and green paint. Looks like sort of enamel paint that you use in nursery. Yeah. I was a bit gutted by it. I was really gutted by it.
I didn't mind the looks of it, to be honest with you.
No, Callaway Edge.
Yeah, I thought it was not too bad. Dark Speed, I thought DS Adapt looked pretty decent.
Yeah.
For me, I think the QI35 has probably been the one that. Do you know why that is? Because it looks like Batman. It's like Batman's driver. That sweet.
And Titleist, as always, just doing Titleist things.
Yeah.
It just looks. There's so much more technology underneath that you can't see. Whereas all of the other brands make it look like they've put a load of R&D in.
Yeah.
Titleist just say, no, we are Titleist. We are making plain looking drivers. But that's a good driver as well.
Have Ping released anything new?
Not yet, I don't think. I looked, well, unless it's been in the last 36 hours.
I feel like I saw a blue driver.
They might have a G435 25k max.
Oh, no.
No, nothing.
No. Interesting.
No, nothing from them yet. But I feel like they released 1 or 2 extra generations in a short amount of time. So no, nothing from them.
Interesting. Right. I thought they would have. So, okay. Right. Interesting.
But, yeah, all of them will be hitting the shop for custom fitting, won't they, over the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
about 2 weeks' time. What are we now? 9th of Jan. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks' time. We've actually got a video going out around about that time as well about drivers and, like, if you are looking to buy one of these new ones, maybe hold off. Maybe, you know, if you want to go and buy one because it's, like, shiny, cool and looks great, which a lot of them do, and your budget affords you to do that, go for it. But there's a little bit of information in that video that you could, you know, lend to your new driver or your current driver, and still see that you actually get the most out of that driver and maybe save yourself a few quid as well. But there is nothing better than buying new golf clubs. I think when you get a new golf club, it's like taking the wrapper off it and then you get it in your hands for the first time. It's
sunny
shiny
day
and you're like, oh, this is just class.
First swing you make, right out the middle.
Yeah. What?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Or a Sky.
No, don't talk about Sky and new golf clubs. No.
That would be absolutely joyous.
If anyone Sky's their new golf club this January, my condolences.
Which
I'm terribly sorry.
Just to finish then, on the new driver releases, over the past, let's say, 5 years, if your mind, can your mind stretch that far back?
I can just about get there if I think really hard. You had hair? No, you didn't have hair. No.
Oh God, no, that was a long time ago.
No, I'll get back 5 years, I think.
Which has been your favourite release?
5 years. Just so I know how far to go back, let me just see what was 5 years ago.
Or do three then.
Because I might just end up going back 7 years, or even with 3, I might end up going back 5. Let me see what. Okay, so it was the Maverick, Callaway Maverick year, and Sim.
Yeah.
TSI year.
Yeah. Which ping was it? Was it the
410?
Okay.
410 and 425, same year.
Potentially.
So Cobra's Speed Zone come out that year. Wilson D7.
Great driver.
Just a Strixon driver. Doesn't say a name.
That would have been the ZX5.
5 probably. Yeah. This.
Over the last 5 years, so it can be this year to then.
I'm going to stick with my current baby.
Your current?
It's the Callaway AI Smoke.
Is it?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I do love it, so I don't want to like betray it and then start playing badly.
Why is it listening? Is it out there listening?
Golf clubs know what's going on.
Yeah.
You tell your driver you're going to get a new driver because it's not behaving. It'll start behaving.
Start piping.
So
golf club, you're out.
Golf clubs listen.
Yeah. Well,
thank you very much. You should know that.
You should just tell them that you're thinking of changing them all. Then.
You should do that. No, they get wise as well. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Golf clubs also have brains. They get wise to go and, oh, you're playing tricks on me now.
Yeah.
And then they start performing badly on purpose. And what they do...
Now I'm going to show you what I'm really capable of.
Yeah, is they play really well for 16 holes and then absolutely shaft you for the back 2. They know how to play games.
Brilliant.
AI smoke.
AI smoke. I'm going to go...
your G430, I reckon you're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I could almost go and put the correct shaft in for you.
Yeah.
In that G430, and that's the one you'd pick as well, because I know the timing of the driver where you were just smashing it.
Okay. What shaft?
It was the yellow.
Yeah.
What was the actual shaft?
It was the Fuji Ventus.
It was the Ventus.
Yeah, TR. That was a TR blue in there.
When you put that shaft in that driver, we played together for whatever reason. We played together quite a bit in that period, and you ripped that thing.
Yeah.
I remember hitting one down 14. No, not 14. 11. What's the one where you play away from the halfway house at Warrington? Is it 11?
Yeah.
I remember hitting one down there, draw over that tree down the right. And it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I've never seen you hit a driver the same way you hit that one.
Yeah.
It was also a little bit wild at times.
There was some wild shots in there.
Because
with
the next time we went and played, I watched you hit shots 30 degrees right.
Yeah.
In a straight push line.
I would say that was probably my golf swing, not the driver.
No, Matt, come on. It's never the golfer's fault.
Yeah.
Always the club's.
Indeedy doos. Right, well, hope everyone has enjoyed that little episode from us this week. You're not going to be here next week, carrying on tradition. We are down in London. We're at a Mizuno launch event. I'm going to go and get some new clubs fitted, actually, on the Tuesday. And then we'll be doing a podcast with Alex Thorne, who is the tour manager of Mizuno. He has been...
Any long-term listeners will know he was on in the tour truck in July.
Yes, he was at the Open. So we're going to be doing a podcast with him. There's a launch event for the putters and all the stuff that's come out from Mizuno this week that we will be attending. So... fire some questions in to us at info@mattfryergolf.co.uk if you want to know anything about any Mizuno products from Al or anything that he fits the tour staff with. He's worked with some incredible players actually over the years. He was listing them off the other day, and I'll get that on the pod next week. But anything that he looks for when he's fitting with tour pros, and little bits of tidbits that we can get from him to maybe help the listener out there as well. So thank you for being here, Thomas.
Arriving.
Yes, arriving.
I'm going to go and slide home in the snow.
Yeah, do you know there's just actually come a weather warning for the northwest from 4 p.m. till 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What was the warning? Wind or snow or?
All of them.
Just grim.
Yeah, all of them. So I think we'll cancel that 9 holes.
Good. Yeah, we won't go and play now.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Well, in fact, we'll go to the SoFi Centre.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we'll go over the gym. To that gym or pub you like.
Yes. Excellent. Right, guys, thanks for listening / watching. Make sure you're following, subscribing, leaving us a like. Anything that, just helps us grow. Just let's grow. The year of growth, baby.
2025.
Yeah. See you again.